Welcome to the Deliverability Deep Dive.
By Mailmodo, and we are your hosts, Jane
and Tom.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a topic that might not sound super glamorous, but it's honestly crucial for anyone who uses email, especially for business.
Yeah, email blacklists, not exactly a party topic, but trust me, this stuff can make or break your whole email strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Ever wondered why some of your emails just seem to disappear? Well, email blacklists might be the culprit.
Think of it like a bouncer at a really exclusive club.
Oh, I like that analogy.
They've got a list, and if your name's on it, you're not getting in, no matter how well dressed you are or how much you schmooze.
So, in the email world, who's that strict bouncer? What exactly is an email blacklist?
Okay, so basically an email blacklist, also known as a DNSBL or RBL, is like a digital most wanted list for spammers.
A most wanted list.
Yeah, but it's constantly updating. It's a database that email providers use to instantly check if an incoming email is from a suspicious source.
Ah, so it's all about real-time reputation.
Exactly. And if your IP address or domain ends up on one of these lists, your emails are basically flagged as potential troublemakers before they even have a chance to reach the inbox.
Wow, so that's why sometimes emails just vanish without a trace.
Pretty much. And the consequences can be huge, especially for businesses. I mean, we're not just talking about a few missed emails here.
Yeah.
If a company's primary communication is through email and they get blacklisted, their messages aren't reaching customers, leads are drying up, sales can plummet.
It's a digital nightmare.
Yeah, it could be a real disaster.
And you know what surprised me? It's not just entire domains that can get blacklisted. Your specific IP address can get flagged too.
That's right. It's like having your digital address marked as suspicious. Internet service providers, or ISPs, use these IP blacklists to protect their users from spam, phishing, and all sorts of other bad stuff.
Right, so it's like a neighborhood watch, but for your inbox.
Exactly. They want to make sure that the emails landing in their customers' inboxes are legit.
Okay, so that makes sense. Blacklists are there to protect us from spam and all those bad actors. But what are some of the things that actually land people on these lists? I mean, sometimes it feels like you can get blacklisted for just breathing wrong.
Well, there are definitely some common culprits. One of the biggest ones is a high volume of spam complaints. It's all about reputation in the digital world. Let's say you send out 100 emails and 50 people mark them as spam.
Ouch, 50%, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag. Email providers see that pattern and think, hold on, something's fishy here. And just like that, your future emails might be headed straight for the spam folder.
So it's not enough to just have good intentions or great content. You've got to make sure people actually want those emails.
Exactly. Permission-based marketing is key. And speaking of unwanted emails, let's talk about those sneaky spam traps I mentioned earlier.
Ooh, spam traps. Those sound intriguing. Tell me more.
Okay, so picture this. You're diligently building your email list. You think you're doing everything right, but then bam, you hit a spam trap.
And what is a spam trap?
Well, it's an email address that's specifically designed to catch spammers, and they come in different flavors. You've got recycled spam traps, which are old, abandoned email addresses that have been repurposed to lure in unsuspecting spammers.
So if you accidentally send an email to one of those addresses, you're basically busted.
Yep. It signals that you might be scraping email addresses from the web or using shady list building practices. Then you've got pristine spam traps. These are brand new email addresses created solely for the purpose of trapping spam. And finally, you've got typo traps, email addresses with common typos like nail instead of Gmail.
Oh, I've definitely made that typo before.
Happens to the best of us. But if you're not carefully cleaning your email list and verifying addresses, those typos can land you in trouble.
So it's like the email equivalent of setting a bear trap to catch someone trying to break in.
Pretty much. And if you fall into one of these traps, your sender reputation takes a hit.
Okay, so those spam traps are definitely something to watch out for. And it's not just about accidentally sending emails to the wrong place. Hackers can cause major problems too, right?
Absolutely. It's a nightmare scenario. A hacker compromises your account, sends out a bunch of spam from your name, and suddenly your reputation is in the toilet.
So you're dealing with a security breach, and your email deliverability takes a massive hit. Talk about a double whammy.
Exactly. And even if your account isn't hijacked, unknowingly sending emails from a computer that's infected with malware can land you on a blacklist.
Malware. So even if I'm not doing anything wrong intentionally, my computer could be working against me.
Yep, malware, like viruses or spam bots, can sneak onto your system and use it to send out spam without you even realizing it.
So it's like a little digital gremlin is working behind the scenes, potentially ruining your email reputation without you knowing. That's scary.
It's a good reminder to keep your antivirus software up to date and be careful about the links you click and the files you download.
Okay, good advice. Is there anything else that can unexpectedly land someone on a blacklist?
You might be surprised to learn that a sudden, massive increase in your email list size can trigger red flags. If your list suddenly explodes overnight, ISPs get suspicious. They want to know where all these new contacts came from.
So slow and steady wins the race when it comes to building your email list.
Exactly. And this ties into why buying email lists is such a bad idea. Not only is it unethical, but it's incredibly risky.
Because those lists are often full of spam traps.
You got it. They're like ticking time bombs for your sender reputation. You're basically setting yourself up for blacklisting. It's much better to build your list organically, even if it takes a little longer.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of scary stuff here. It sounds like there are a ton of ways to accidentally end up on a blacklist.
It's definitely a minefield out there. But the good news is there are plenty of things you can do to protect yourself and stay off those lists.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. How can we keep our emails out of the spam folder and actually reaching our audience?
It's like we're gearing up, getting ready for battle.
Exactly. We've covered a ton of ground, but I'm kind of curious, what happens if, despite our best efforts, we still end up on a blacklist?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's like, even with the best laid plans, sometimes things go wrong.
Exactly. So how do we even know if we've been blacklisted? What are the signs?
Well, one of the most obvious signs is a sudden drop in your email deliverability. Like if you're consistently seeing really low open rates or a high bounce rate.
So it's like our emails are suddenly hitting a brick wall.
Yeah, pretty much. And you might even get notifications from email providers letting you know there's a problem.
Okay, so let's say we suspect we might be on a blacklist. What do we do next? How do we actually find out which blacklist we're on?
Well, the good news is there are a ton of blacklist checkers available online. These tools are like digital detectives.
Oh, I like that. Digital detectives.
You just enter your IP address or domain name, and they scan through all these different blacklists to see if you're listed.
So once we know which blacklist we're on, how do we get off of it?
Most blacklist providers have a removal request process on their website. It's kind of like filing an appeal. You'll usually fill out a form, explain why you believe you were wrongly blacklisted, and outline all the steps you've taken to improve your email practice.
So it's like a letter of apology, but with a strong emphasis on proving you've learned your lesson and changed your ways.
Exactly. It's really important to be sincere and thorough in your request. Highlight those best practices we've been talking about, like cleaning your list, implementing email authentication, all that good stuff.
So basically, we need to show them we're taking this seriously and we're committed to being responsible email senders.
Yep, that's the key. Blacklist providers want to see that you understand the rules of the game and you're playing fair.
Okay, so we submit our removal request. Do they usually just remove us right away?
Well, patience is definitely a virtue here. It can take some time for your request to be reviewed, especially if you're dealing with a big blacklist provider.
Yeah.
They get a ton of these requests every day.
So while we're waiting, it's probably a good idea to continue working on all those best practices, right? Like list hygiene, segmentation, double opt-in. Keep those good habits going.
Absolutely. The more you can demonstrate that you're a responsible sender, the better your chances of getting removed from the blacklist and staying off in the future.
So it's all about building up that good reputation in the email world.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we've covered a lot of ground in this email blacklist deep dive. We've talked about what they are, how to avoid them, how to get off them, and even how to monitor our sender reputation to make sure we're staying on the right track.
It's been quite a journey. But I think the biggest takeaway here is that email deliverability is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time fix.
Right, it's about building good habits and staying vigilant.
Exactly. And by following the strategies and best practices we've discussed, you can increase your chances of reaching the inbox, engaging your audience, and achieving your email marketing goals.
This has been incredibly helpful. I feel like I have a much better understanding of the whole email deliverability landscape now.
That's great to hear. And remember, knowledge is power. Now you have the power to take control of your email deliverability and make sure your messages get the attention they deserve.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive into the sometimes murky but always fascinating world of email blacklists. And to all our listeners out there, happy emailing.